Hello, I have a feeling that this is probably way too dark. All of a sudden it's gotten really dark outside. We're getting ready to have a storm, skies are black, and if I turn on my overhead light, then I have the shadow coming from the tripod across. Well, I even have a little bit of it now. Let me take a look at how this looks. I may have to wait until tomorrow. Well, I think I'm going to put the paper on the background. Regardless, then I may paint them tomorrow. But I have all of these really beautiful papers. A lot of them I purchased at art stores. We used to have a great art store in Gainesville. But they closed a few years ago. Look at some really pretty paper here. Gold in it. This almost feels like cloth. Handmade papers. I guess some of these are like mulberry paper. This is one of my favorites. I think I got this in New York last time I was there. This is a nice paper with all kinds of little fibers in it. And I use this one a lot with, what is that? Is that like Japanese writing? I'm assuming. Another one with fibers. This is just crinkled up brown craft paper that I wadded up in a ball and got it real wrinkly, and I like to use that sometimes to put texture on something. This is cool because it's sheer. I don't know if you can see that, but it's sheer in places. Very cottony feeling. Let's see, what's this? This one's similar. This has strings running through it. I actually made a paper like this one time. I think I did a video of me making the paper sort of like this. Another one with Japanese writing on it. This, I think I did this one in a video too. This is, I was making wrapping paper last Christmas or the Christmas before, and I just made it out of craft paper, brown craft paper, and just gel printed and stamped and stenciled, and I used metallic paints and foamy stamps, and I made quite a bit of this and wrapped some gifts with it. Oh, I also have this that came in the mail today. It's my husband's notice from Medicare. They sent him his new Medicare card. But, you know, they have the instructions in different languages. So every time I get a bank statement or some kind of government thing where they have everything in different languages, I keep it so that I can use it in art, in my art. I think this is all Spanish here. And then we have all kinds, you know, like Arabic writing, Japanese, Italian, Haitian, German, French, Chinese, Armenian. Yeah, so I think that's Portuguese, Russian, Tagalong. I don't know what that is. Vietnamese, Polish. Anyway, I think that's cool. If you've never thought about that before, keep these things. Pretty cool. So I'm just going to rip up some papers, and I'm going to cover, I have two 8x8 MDF panels. These are half-inch. I have these half-inch ones and 3/4 inch ones. But I'm going to work on two at once because I'm making, creating inventory for my next, for all the fall art fairs. I have to have a lot of stuff because you just know I'm going to sell tons and I just don't want to sell out. Wishful thinking. Anyway, I'm going to make something with that could be put in an entryway. Like I did one the other day with a drawer, a glass drawer pull on it, but I think I'm going to use hooks on this one. But someone could use them to hang their keys, or hang a scarf, hang a hat, you know, hang a dog leash, whatever. But I'm going to do 2 at a time, and let me grab my gel medium and I'll get started.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Okay, I have all my paper on. Can you hear that? That's my husband downstairs learning to speak Italian on the computer. Anyway, yes, I have all my papers on here, and it feels so good, very textural. Anyway, so my next step, just add some little bits of color here and there. And I like to do this with my fingers. And just tap, 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 because it's just better that way. I don't know. I don't know if it's better, but it's the way I like to do it. I have no idea what he's learning to say on the computer downstairs. I don't even know if you can hear that, but I can certainly hear it. He's been doing this for days. I mean, it's easy for him because he grew up with his grandmother, well, both of his grandmothers, living in his house, and they were both from Italy. So, you know, he can speak Italian, but not, like, fluently. He can understand it better than he can speak it. I took French when I was in school. Most people took Spanish, but I took French. Of course, I didn't know I'd be moving to Florida. If I'd known that I'd be moving to Florida, I probably would have been better served to learn how to speak Spanish. But now that I'm older and too lazy to learn anything new, that will probably never happen. My sister's husband, he's from Peru, so he speaks Spanish all the time. My sister's kind of like me. I think they've been married 10 years, and I don't know that she can speak a word of Spanish. So. Let's add a little purple. These are my favorite colors. Can you tell? There's a little piece that I was working on. If nothing is going well, call your mother. Isn't that the truth? So these are some magnets that I'm working on. I have lots of stuff going because I don't want to run out of things. You know, I'm making things for the fall art shows, but I'm also selling some of the stuff that I'm creating for inventory, but I've been selling it on the side too, so I don't know. It is way, way too hot in Florida to have like outdoor art shows during the summer. It's miserable. So they're all in the fall, winter, and early spring. Even this one in October, the first one that I'm going to do is October 13th. Last year, oh my God, it was so hot. And I was sitting in the blasting sun. And I'm going to be not in the same spot this year, but the spot right across from it, which I requested because I think it'll be a little bit better. But God, it was hot last year. It's miserable. Okay, I think I'm about finished tapping. Am I? Am I finished tapping? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I've tapped enough. So, let me let this dry for a second, and I will put a little bit of ink on it to add some more color. I'll be right back. Okay, that's kind of dry. So, listen to that. That sounds so loud to me. I mean, that's downstairs. Why does he have it turned up that loud? I don't know. Oh man, these are hard to open. Okay. You know, I usually use F.W. De La Rowney and the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay inks. But now, actually they're not selling the De La Rowney anymore at Hobby Lobby, where I have to go to get inks. But they are selling Amsterdam, and I'm into these Amsterdam inks. They're pretty good. Can't get the top off, but there we go. But they're pretty good. Let's put a few little dots out here. Man, they're hard to open. Either that or I'm really getting weak. I can't even open that one. Forget it. Okay, there we go. Put a little purple. I love this color. I'm almost out too. Look at that. Come on, man. There we go. A little bit. Maybe I'll put a little green. Maybe a little green over here. Let's see. Do a little dripping. Dripping that way. I just love the inks. Aha! I got it open. Yay. Got it open. That's a teal color. It's very, well, I was going to say it's very similar to the blue, but not really. Okay. Let's let this drip a little bit. Of course, you can always put some alcohol to make some cool shapes in the ink. You have to drip it while it's wet, of course. But that's cool. Okay, let's put some over here. Little purple, little blue, little turquoise, little green. Let's see, is that on the camera? There we go. Looks very pretty. A lot of times I add a lot more ink than this, but I go easy today. And then I love adding a little white. Whoa. Look at this. This is all chunked up around the edges, I guess. But I love adding little bits of white. What's wrong with my white? Look at that. That's wild. That's like a blob. I need to get some new white, I think. It's time. But the white just kind of looks cool when you put it on top of another color. Okay. There we go. And I love, love, love this, the Amsterdam Gold. A lot of times I'll just like flick it around a little bit, make little dots. It's really pretty, pretty gold. Very, very pretty. Yeah, they have a copper too, a silver and a copper, but I don't have those. I want to get them. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'll probably do some stenciling. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm gonna do a little stenciling. And let's see, I've just picked out some miscellaneous stencils. I noticed that I tend to, I'll go through periods where I use the same stencils all the time. I'll pick out like five or six, and for several weeks it seems like I'm using those in everything. And then I'll discover another one in there and throw that into the pile. But, so a lot of these that I'm using today, you might recognize from the video that I did a couple days ago. Let me get all my sponges over here. This is one that I actually do not use that often. It's like a little brick wall type thing. You know, it was interesting when I was doing the summer art camp. It was very hard to get the kids to just use part of the stencil. You know, just use a little. I was telling them, just use a little bit of it. You know, don't do the whole thing. But of course, they just, that's just what they do. I had one student, she was really very talented, but she just would not stop. She just couldn't stop. You know, I tried to explain to them, you know, the hardest thing for a lot of artists, me included, is to put the brush down. You know when it's time to put it down. You know, it's over. Anything you do from this point forward is not going to add to your painting. In fact, it may detract from your painting. And she, several times, I literally just grabbed the brush from her. Because it was, you know, her piece would be beautiful. And then she would frustrate herself by continuing to go with it, and then it would get messed up, and then she'd be painting the whole thing over again, and becoming more and more frustrated. But it's a hard thing to do, because you want to do just one more thing. Well, let me try just one more thing. Let's see. I've got about 8 different colors out here. And I may or may not use all of them. Let's see. Ooh, I have to put one of my favorites in. Where is it? This one flower stencil I use in just about everything, because I just like the way it looks. Don't tell me that I don't even have it out here. No, I know I have it. One of these days, I'm gonna have a really organized stencil notebook. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Actually, I have a really organized stencil notebook with plastic sleeves in it, and I started out putting my stencils in there, but that was very short-lived. Very, very short-lived. I'm just not the type of person that can put things back. I just can't do it. I'm a little bit better now that I've reorganized my art room, and I have these new cabinets and drawers and stuff. I've been a little bit better over the last month or so since I did that. But how long that's gonna last, I do not know. I can be quite the slob. My husband, of course, is always giving me a hard time about that. Being disorganized. Of course, if you go out to his workshop, it's the same way. His workshop is disorganized. There we go. Yes, I love, 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 love that one. Okay. Is this the one? Yeah, I've pulled out this one several times recently. I like it. Let's see. What color? Maybe some green. This color is very similar to the golden green gold, which is one of my favorite colors. Of course, golden paints are so expensive, so I don't have a lot of them. But this is just a cheap brand. It's Master's Touch. I think this is from Hobby Lobby. Light olive green. It has that green gold look to it. Let's see. This is a cute little stencil that they had these packets. I think there were 3 or 4 in a packet at Michael's the other day. Just little stencils, but they're cute. Very cute. If you want to just add some little flowers here and there. Cute. This one. I've also been really into this one recently. Let's see. Let's use the magenta again. Pretty. 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 This is really pretty too. If you have very little paint on your sponge and you go really lightly with it, say, looks pretty. Okay, what else? Maybe 1 or 2 more and then that'll be it. Do I need more orange? Do I want more orange? I kind of like that dark orange there. Do I like it? Do I not like it? I don't know. Maybe I'll add a little tiny bit lightly in here. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe put it all right here. There we go. And let's see. I'll do some these are the other ones that were in the little pack of 3 or 4 at Michael's the other day. I mean, these are nice little stencils. Obviously, they're small, but nice. Can never have too many circles, right? Of course not. It's just nice to add little tiny bits of different color and design here and there. Of course, you don't have to use stencils to do this either. You could use, you know, any kind of mark making thing. Let's see. Here's a hard sponge brush. But you know, you can do just any kind of little mark making thing to add interest. Yeah, see, that's kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see that very much, but just little bits of something, little bits of something here and there. Okay, let's see, let me let this dry a little bit. Let's see if I can make some little triangles. Not exactly triangles, but little spots. Look at that. Anyway, let me let this dry a bit. I'll be back. Okay, moving on. And of course now the storm's rolling in and it's getting darker. But hopefully you can still see somewhat what we're doing here. I'm just gonna do some lightening up here and there. This is not the stencil that I usually use when I'm doing this, but I thought, you know, maybe this would look a little different. Let's see. We'll see. Well, whoa. Just almost dip this into the magenta. That wouldn't have been what I'm going for. Let's see. I like adding these little light circles. You can still see through them, but it just adds a little lightness here and there. Okay, let's do maybe a little one here. I'm making these up a little more paint on my sponge than I usually have. Let's see, we'll do one right about there, just a little bit, and that's good. Okay, let's see what I can do over here. This is, oh gosh, this is Tracy Batista stencil. I love, love, love her stencils. I only have 2 of them, but I love them both. Okay, maybe a little bit right here. And maybe a little right there. Okay, that's good. Now let's move on to the black. Uh-oh, I need to grab some black. And it's right here. If I can get this open. Okay. And I'm gonna need a new sponge. I'll be right back. Okay, the way. And I like to use this stencil when I'm doing the black, because I like these little partial flower things. Like this. I think they're cool little shapes. Let's see, let's add this one over here. And black, of course, really just makes things pop. I hate to use that little expression. Makes it pop, because everybody says that. So I hate to use it. Okay, let's see. Let's do move these so I have more room. Here, let's do this little thingy right there. I like that one. It's hard to get these edges on the outside. Okay, let's see. Do that. Let's do maybe a little what? A little what? Just another one of those little thingies. This is another thing that the kids had a hard time with. Up and down, straight up and down with the sponging. They always wanted to, you know, slide it or of course put too much paint on the sponge. There we go. Okay, let's see. I have some. Let's do some little. Some just little circles here and there. Is this one on the screen? No, kind of. Yes, no, maybe. Let's see. That, maybe like that. I have some smaller ones. Okay, there goes the Italian again. There goes my husband with the Italian. Okay, where else do I want some big? Do I want to use these somewhere? Do I? Maybe a little bit right here. No, yes, no, maybe. Maybe just a couple. A little bit right there, like that. And I'm running out of black, so let me just do it. Another little one. Where? Here, there, somewhere here. There we go, like that. Is that enough? Yes. All right. So let me study this for a little while. See if there's anything else that I want to add before I add my words. Oh, I do need to grab my pen, and I want to do some outlining. So since this is really dry, I'll do that because I don't want to ruin my new Foodie Ball pens. So I'll be right back. Okay, this isn't totally dry, but it's somewhat dry, so let's do some miscellaneous little outlining. You don't have to do this, but it just adds a little, just a little pizzazz. As you can see, I'm not doing like, you know, perfect outlining, and I'm little something. Whoa, like that. Okay, and this is a little, this pen is a little thicker than I would like. I'm having to go super, super light with it because it's, as you can see right here, it's just a little fatter than I like, but it works so much better on top of the paint than even the Sigma Microns or the Faber-Castell. It works really nice on top of the paint. I like it. Let's see, can make some little circles here. Yeah, some of you guys might not like this really, really messy look, but I do. You can come in and add some stuff with your white pen. This, of course, is a Jelly Roll pen, which is my favorite white pen. Because they last for a long time. And most white pens just, you know, you use them for, you know, a week or two and boom, they're gone. But I like these. What's the other one? Oh gosh. I want to say Uniball. Sigma. Is it called Sigma Uniball pen? I don't know, but it's the other white pen that I always hear that people are using and love. And I have one, but I just don't like it as much. Okay, and let's see, maybe this, and then I'll start thinking about what I want to write. Now, I have to leave space because I'm going to make hangers out of these. I'm going to either put a glass drawer pull, or let's see, I can either put like one drawer pull, or I could do, because these are 8x8s. You know, when I was making my video the other day, I put in the comments that my plaque was an 8x8, but it was not. It was a 6x6. Anyway, with these 8x8s, I mean, I could even put 2 hooks on there. And your whole family could hang their keys. Actually, if I did the glass knobs, I could put 2 glass knobs on here too, if I wanted to. You could hang 2 things. Does that look weird to put 2 things? Does it look better with one? I don't know. Well, I think with the hooks, it actually looks better with 2 on these larger ones. I don't know. I'll think about it while I'm thinking of the right words to say. Oh my goodness, I wish that I could channel my inner Jane Wetzel. If I could, I'd write right on these with that font style that she has developed. But I've tried and tried, and I just can't do it. I don't have that Jane Wetzel inside of me, so I can't write on them. I have to stamp. Okay, enough complaining about that. I'll be back. Okay, I've moved to the other side of the table so that I can turn on my light above me, and hopefully it's not throwing as much of a shadow, because I have to use the light now because it's gotten so dark outside. It's raining. Anyway, I've already glued my little saying on: family, forever, for always, no matter what. Family, where life begins and love never ends. And I did not use a stamp to do this. I actually printed it out on the printer. I took a picture of a piece of paper that I had and loaded that into my computer, and then used paint to write the program paint, not actual paint, to put the letters on, and then printed it out and reduced it, blah, 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 and glued it on with gel medium. And now I'm just going to do some outlining with a black charcoal pencil. And if you've watched, move these things, why do I have these things here? Very many of my videos, you know that I love this black charcoal pencil. Sometimes I outline with my fine liner bottle, but most of the time it's with the charcoal pencil, because it's easy and because I can smear it and create sort of a shaded look. To me, it just looks a little better to have the edges outlined. Of course, I could do this with an ink pad and just rub the edges of the paper on an ink pad, but this is easier for me. Hopefully, let's see if I can see in my camera. I don't know, I can't tell whether you guys can see what I'm doing or not. I may be creating too much of a shadow on here, but see, can you hear the rain? Man, it's pouring. I live on a dirt road. We live in the country. We're not like way out in the country. We're only 5 minutes from town, but we live out in an area where it's all like 5 and 10 acre lots. So you do have to go down a dirt road to get to our house. And man, it flooded last night. The road was like a river. And I've lived here for a little over 30 years. And the road used to get bad like that a long time ago, but then it just, you know, it got better. But just recently we've been having such hard rains that it's been bad. Of course, it's sandy, so it dries up, you know, within a few hours. Like last night it flooded, and this morning when I went out to walk with my friend, it was there were some puddles, but it was walkable. Okay, now I'm gonna do that on here, and one on here. So let me show you my little drill. I'm getting my toolbox. Can you see this a little bit? My purple and black toolbox that my parents got for me. Yeah, got all kinds of purple and black tools inside of it. I just love my little toolbox. Look at my purple hammer. Anyway, this is my drill that my parents also got for me. a few months ago because I ended up really injuring my hand. I put sawtooth hangers on the back of all my plaques, and I was screwing those in by hand, and I did like 100 of them, and there's 2 screws in each one, so I'm screwing into the MDF board by hand, these little tiny screws, and I ruined my hand. I think I have arthritis or something in it now. It hurts all the time. Anyway, so they bought me this little Ryobi screwdriver and drill, and it is wonderful. So I can put my drill bit in here, and then I'll measure it, of course, and just drill the holes in. It's great. Then I can use this to screw the screws through. So I'm not going to do that on camera. I just wanted to show it to you because it's so cool. So let's see. What else can I do before I do that? I need to go around the edge, darken my edges. I also need to paint the back and the sides of my plaques with black paint. So I'll do that, but you don't need to watch me do that. That's boring. Am I on camera? Kind of. But I'll do that. I usually like to do this with an oil pastel or gelato, black gelato, because it's nice and soft and you can really smear it better. But since I already have this out, I'll do this like this. I may have to go over it with the oil pastel because for some reason this pencil's not smearing that great today. After I talked about how well it does it, I don't know why it's not doing it, but regardless. Okay, let me do that, and let's see, what else should I add? Well, I'll go ahead and put the holders on, and then I might do some little additional things with paint before I, you know, spray it, because I'll spray it with shiny spray lacquer. But at this point, everything else is pretty boring, so I don't need to do anything else on camera. I'll show you the pictures when I'm finished. And yeah. Well, I was gonna say peace, but I'm not going to. I take it back because I might show you some little doodads that I add with the paint. So don't listen to me. Just keep watching the video.
There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become a lot, and the light that you shine can't be seen?